Hey everybody, it's Joric. Welcome back. I really appreciate all of you that have been following and checking out the videos that I make about Portugal. If you're new, welcome. I like to talk about moving to and living in Portugal, as well as I sprinkle in some Europe travel news when I can. Today's video, I want to get right into it, and I want to talk about Portugal's new Digital Nomad Visa that's going to be set up and live as of October 30th, 2022. So just in a couple of weeks from me posting this video, you'll be able to take advantage of potentially a different way of getting here temporarily and checking out Portugal and seeing if it's a place you want to live more permanently or retire. So let's get into some of the details, and then I'll go into some of the maybe differences or nuances from the D7 visa, which is what most of you probably are focusing on. So again, effective October 30th, there will be a new visa in place that will be called the Residence Visa for the exercise of professional activity provided remotely outside the national territory. That's very long-winded. I'm going to put a link in a description box to the CEF website. You know what CEF is, the governing body that handles immigration. It's going to transition to a new agency in the coming months. But right now, at CEF's website, I'm going to put a link in where it talks about visa residence applications and what all the options are. As of today, in the making of this video, I don't actually see this video posted yet, or this visa posted yet. My guess is it may not be posted until October 30th when things go live. But just want to let you know that's where you will be able to go, see what the information is, the qualifications, and then to be able to start the application process if you choose to do it through CEF. So this is going to be set up as a great alternative for the D7 visa, because many of you researching that, it's retirement or passive income. Many people are looking to retire after work and call Portugal home. Well, many people are still in the workforce and they're considering it. Well, I don't want to work another 10, 15 years and then maybe decide I'd love to have the opportunity to be able to go there now, experience it, and see if Portugal's still on my list as a potential option to move to or retire to, or if Portugal's no longer on my list. And this is, I think, a good alternative. But there's certain qualifications, because not everyone will have the ability to do this. But those of you that do qualify might find this a better arrangement temporarily than going through all of the process of the D7. So, all right, let's get into what the qualifications are. So you will be able to apply for this visa at a Portuguese consulate in your home country or through CEF and its website. So either way, you can get the ball rolling. The simple things you need to do for just any visa, the NIF and Portuguese bank account. You do need to show proof of income for 3 months of bank statements that you'll need to, in the application process, show that you are currently working someplace or self-employment, that you're getting consistent work from clients. You need to show a contract if you have an employment contract with someone. If you do not have a true employment contract, your employer will need to create one for the application process. And or if you're self-employed, you need to show that you have clients. So you need to create some sort of a document that there's a relationship, a working relationship between you and potential client base. The companies must be based outside of Portugal, so that's something to consider. So it's not Portugal based, outside of Portugal. You need to submit tax residency documents. That's a long way of saying you need a 1-year rental agreement, no different than the D7, which sometimes can be very difficult to find somebody that's renting out for 12 months. Many people will rent out for 12 days or will look to sell a property, but finding that 12-month is very difficult for people that are looking for the visa. It allows you to live and work in Portugal for up to 12 months. The thing that is unique about it and is very different than the D7 is that you must earn more than 2,800 euros per month in order to qualify for this. For those of you, as a comparison, looking at the D7 visa, it's more like 822, again, at the euros at the making of this video. So these all may change through time, but right now that's set up. So you need to make several times more in order to qualify for this particular visa. And the stickler also is that you need to come from a country outside of the EU or the Europe Economic Area. So as you're looking at this and as you're kind of thinking, okay, so this means that this visa may be specified or geared, targeted towards people from North America. I think that's part of it here. Also, India, there are emerging countries that more people are moving out of and moving into Portugal. I did a recent video a couple of months ago where I talked about how many expats were coming from certain countries. And as more of those people come that are not from the EU or the EEA, many of those people that maybe want work and have a work contract are able to now be here for a year without having to go through a D7 or try to go through a D1, which is a work visa through a Portuguese company. Many of those things are off the table. Now there's more flexibility for people that want to be able to work. Again, it's not a huge segment of the population, but if you're able to get your employer to say, hey, we'll let you work there remotely for a year to check out and see if that's a place you want to move to permanently or retire, or if you are self-employed and you truly can work anywhere in the world, and Portugal's a destination, whether it be temporarily for a year or more permanently through that. This is, again, a fantastic way for you to move to Portugal. There's no restrictions on where you are, like Golden Visa now. There are certain restrictions on what qualifies and what doesn't. You can be anywhere on the mainland, the Azores, Madeira. I would encourage people that if you have this opportunity while you're still working, you have the flexibility to do this, to give it a shot. Because I think you have the best of both worlds. You're working, you're getting the wage in your home country denomination. You're able to live in an incredibly affordable, safe country. And there's so much rich history and things to do and see and eat and drink here that you can be in the Azores or Madeira, so the island archipelago, and take trips to different parts of Portugal, or be in the Algarve, be in Lisbon, Porto, the Silver Coast, travel around Europe if that's what you want to do. There's a lot of options here that I think it's worth looking at as a way to bridge the idea of having to do the D7 or bust. I would say that this is a way for those of you that are near, let's say, the end of your career and thinking about Portugal, maybe working with your company to see what you can do to be able to get here, at least on a temporary basis through a year, experience it, and then really be able to determine if Portugal is the place for you more permanently. So as always, thank you so much for watching the videos. If you are interested in the Digital Nomad, or if you're going through that process and you happen to see this video, please leave a comment below, because I'm curious to see who applies for it and what their experience is, if it's good, bad, or indifferent, because I'd like to report on that. As always, thank you so much for watching and enjoy your travels.